getting the players that we wanted. You know, we do have our budgetary restrictions as well as a club, which didn't allow us to get certain players. But I believe that the players that we brought in are players that can really add value to the club, add value in terms of the way we want to play as a team, and make the team stronger. We kept players from last season who we believed have the ability to play at this level. And we've brought in players who we believe have the ability to play at this level. You know, my experience in this division tells me that when the chips are down and you're going through difficult periods, it's the experience of players with PSL experience that can keep things together. Because a lot of our boys from last season don't have the experience of playing at this division. So bringing in some of the more experienced players who have good PSL experience will really hold us in good stead moving forward and dealing with the demands of the Betway Premiership. It's a difficult league, very strong teams, and from the 16 teams, we are the only team in the division with no PSL experience. So we know what we're up against, and we're up for the fight. We're really looking forward to this challenge. It's going to be a very interesting season. Like I said earlier, we're here to fight. We're here to earn respect. And I'm sure along the way we will also cause some upsets as well.
And Coach, just maybe, yes, it's a season, it's the first season for the club in the Betway Premiership. I think when we've talked to you previously, you've always talked about how in most cases we always wanted to keep the team not to get relegated from from previous Motsepe Foundation Championship. Is that something that you go into the next season looking into, to say that we just want to keep the team in the Betway Premiership, or you're looking at far bigger things than that?
I think we must not be naive. This is not the ABC or the NFD. I think we need to get to 30 points as quickly as possible. So like I said, our main target, let's get to 30 points and let's see where we are at that point in the league. I'm not here to talk about anything else, because I understand how difficult it is to be in this division. So for me, I want a team that's going to go out there and represent the club to the best of their ability to fight. And if it's top 8, so be it. If it's not, we need to go out and work harder. It's not my job to talk about where I want the team to finish. What I can talk about is how I want the team to play. And I want us to be a team that plays on the front foot like we were last season, a team that plays to score. I said it last season, we had some teams entertaining, and we had some teams that were fighting to win promotion. And I think in the league, it was ourselves and Tuks who were really serious about promotion and not too serious about entertaining. But now that we're in the PSL, we also need to create a playing style that our supporters are happy with. And I do believe that we've brought in players that can allow us to achieve that, to play a brand of football that they can be proud of, that we can be proud of, and that the South African public can also be proud of. So I'm confident that the players we've brought in can deliver. But like I said, I know the challenges. We're up for those challenges. We're up for the fight. And it's going to be a very exciting 30 games ahead of us.
Coach, you've brought in Papi Zotwane. What was the reason behind this one?
Yeah, I think at this level, I know Papi I know his entire football journey, from being a player to working with me. He worked under me, many may not know, as one of my DDC coaches when I was at Lamontville Golden Arrows. So Papi worked under me. He knows me very well. He also coached with Tangati in the NFD. He was with Polokwane City in the NFD as well, and then went back to Tangati. So, I think he's earned his stripes in the NFD. It's time for him to step up to the big league now. I admire his coaching philosophy. We think the same in terms of how we want the team to play. And he's going to be a very good addition to the team. Can't wait to also pick his brain, because like I said, I want thinkers around me. I don't want yes men around me. I want thinkers around me, people around me who can also challenge me from a tactical perspective. And I definitely believe Papi brings that to the table. So I'm very, very pleased to have a coach of his caliber, a young coach of his caliber next to me on the bench.
Coach, how is the mental state of the team and the technical team? Are they ready for this new season? Are they, besides being fit, are they mentally prepared for what's laying ahead?
Yeah, we've had 5 intense weeks of pre-season to date. And we just got news, as you guys all heard, that there's been a delay in the kickoff of the league. So now we've got to readjust our periodization leading up to 14 September, which we currently are busy with. But in terms of readiness, you're never ready until that first game is played. And even after that, from my playing experience, something I know is that it usually takes a team 3 to 4 games, 5 games sometimes to find its rhythm, to get match fit as well, get the miles on the legs. So it takes some time. But in saying so, you still want to get results during that period as well. So that's something I'm very, very aware of. But yeah, in terms of mental readiness, the technical team are ready, the club is ready. Behind the scenes, management have worked very, very hard to try and put this team together and support the technical team as best they can. It hasn't been an easy process, like I said. It's new waters here for everybody in the club. But I'm very proud of the efforts that management have put into to try and support me and give me the best possible players out there with the limitations we've got within the club. So very grateful and appreciative of the support I've got from management.
Coach, it sounds like you are not putting your pressure on yourself going into the next season. How important is that to you?
There's nothing like no pressure. Whether you are Magesi or Sundowns, there will always be pressure. What I am just trying to do is be realistic. I think we all saw Cape Town Spurs, what happens, sadly, what happened to them, and we don't. This is a multi-million rand franchise, which we have got to protect. And we've got to make sure that we give our best to protect this franchise. Before we start talking about achieving anything else, we've got to talk about saving this franchise. And like I said, we're a small team, we're a new team, we're the least experienced team in the league, and that should alone tell you how difficult it's going to be for us. But like I said before, I'm an underdog, I'm born an underdog. I love the challenge of being an underdog, and I won't be surprised if we upset many a team this coming season.
You brought in Gift Mutuba, who hasn't really played for some time. Are you telling us that you are looking forward to seeing him getting back to his best, that we know he can score goals?
Yeah, Gift Mutuba is 29 years old. He's got a lot of football ahead of him. I think with Gift, it's his fitness that has really not allowed him to excel in the past season or two. But I believe with the fitness coach we've got, Pedro Picaro, and also, a lot has got to come from the player. We know Gift's ability as a player. That's well documented. But as much as us as a technical team are going to push him at training, the player himself has also got to push himself. And I believe a fit Gift Matupa is going to offer Magesi a lot on the field. But the ball is in his court to get fit. And we've given him that opportunity. And I believe, based on what I've seen and how hard he's working, I do believe that he can achieve that, get back to his best fitness, and so that we can all see the best Gift Matupa on the field.
Coach, may I ask, a lot of your colleagues are starting to explore other opportunities in the African continent. Maybe an example, Fadlu, Rulani has went to where we did. What do you make of theirs? And is it South African coaches become more appreciated now, especially in the African continent?
Yeah, I got an offer 10 years ago, 12 years ago to coach in Botswana, Ethiopia, Ghana. I've had offers to coach outside. I just didn't feel the project was right for me. But it's very good to see coaches going out and applying their trade outside of outside of the country. I mean, there are only 32 professional coaches in South Africa. There's more than 32 coaches in the country. So we all can't be leading teams, you know, and some of us have got to go. But like somebody said the other day, Coach Pitso has really opened doors in terms of also broadening mindsets and taking on these challenges outside of our borders, which is very, very good to see. I wish them all, the best. Those that have tried it, you look at Coach Ramrabedi at Jwaneng Galaxy, what a magnificent job he's doing there. Fadlu is a coach I worked with. He was my assistant at Maritzburg United, and I know his qualities. Very good young coach. So, these coaches are really being very brave, number one, to explore these possibilities. But I believe our South African coaches really have what it takes to excel outside of our borders.
Still on coaches, Coach. One of your former players will be cutting teeth in coaching. Every Slowana. How involved were you in terms of him now going into coaching, now that he'll be assisting the DBC?
Yeah, I spoke to Vuisile last season, At his age, a lot of players start to think, about their next step post their playing career. And Vuisile was one of them at 37 years old. Now you got to start thinking, do you want to continue playing? Do you want to continue coaching? And the club has given him a brilliant platform to start to move into coaching and develop himself as a young coach. And he's a very intelligent young man. I've worked with him previously in Bloemfontein and now at Magesi. I know how he thinks. I know how passionate he is about the game. It's just up to him now to arm himself with his badges, and I believe that he has the potential to really become a good coach in the future.
And Coach, just a burning question. You brought in 13 players, you released 12. And on those 12 players that you released, there's one player that everybody's been wondering as to what really went wrong with him, because he scored more than, I think, 10 goals last season in Mqedi Vandala. Maybe just clarity on what really happened there?
Yeah, well, with Vandala, he had a 1-year contract and he got a PSL offer. It's as simple as that. You can't hold a player once his contract comes to an end. We tried to keep him. It wasn't possible. He got a better offer. Deal done.
Has Coach Little Larsen signed a long-term contract?
I've signed a 2-year contract with an option.
You excited for this project? You excited for this
I'm
project?
very excited. Like I said, nobody gives us a chance. Just like last season, I'm going to keep repeating myself. Everybody looks at us right now as a free 3 points. And we want to disappoint a lot of teams in this league. Every point we gain and put on the board, every win we put on the board is going to mean so much to this club who have never played at this level. So for us, the excitement of going into a match and trying to get something out of it, be it a win, be it a draw, is something that, everybody at the club is looking forward to. And like I said, I don't blame people for thinking that, every time they play us, it's going to be a free 3 points. Yes, I haven't been in the PSL for 3.5 years. A lot of my players, like I said earlier, were discarded at their previous teams, and it's a new club, never played at this level before. So there's a lot of things that would make people think that we're going to be the whipping boys of the league. But like I said, it's up to us now to go out and earn the respect of the football fraternity.
Coach, as much as it's far away, it's very interesting that your first match is at home and you're playing against a team that is from home. That one is a big match to start your life in the Betway Premiership.
Any derby. I've been involved in many a derby in my 20 years of coaching, and this is a big game. Whether it was Polokwane or Skekune, it was always going to be a big game. A derby is a big game. It's bragging rights for supporters, for the clubs themselves. So it's a big game, and it's a game that we want to do very, very well in. It's the opening game it's also the first game in the Magesi Premier League era. So we really want to make it a memorable one. This club has got a habit of breaking records and making records. We've done it in the past season, and we want to try and continue to do so. So like I said, the main aim here is to make sure we put a competitive unit out there. We compete to the best of our ability. and playing the right type of football and attacking brand of football. And I think at the end of the day, we will definitely earn the respect of people in South Africa.
That